I don't know why I'm laughing. Hi, guys, what's up? Sorry, I'm on Facebook on my other tab thing, so I'm messaging people. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Oh, crap. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, my phone is dying, but I am currently on the phone with, you know who, as always. Say hi.
Hello.
No.
Hi.
There you go. So, anyway, I don't know why I wanted to make a video about this. It was weird. All of a sudden, this kind of popped in my head, but, um, Catelynn and I came up with the idea, and I don't know if she's comfortable with it, because, yeah, but we want to talk about, like, cutting and stuff like that. Well, I guess I'll just start my story first, and then she'll tell hers, because hers is longer than mine, so, um, I started cutting in, like, 7th grade, somewhere around there, but I did it once, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that again, whatever. And my phone's beeping. And then 8th grade came around, and I started doing it more and more because, I was getting bullied and blah, blah, blah. And, there was this one time I got grounded for, certain reasons we're not gonna say. I got grounded for a month, but I was just really depressed about what I did, and I did 30 cuts on my leg during the summer and 10 on my arm. And I mean, I don't do it anymore, but I mean, people say it's not that like serious when you do cut because, you do it once and people are like, "Oh, you could get over it like that." But like it's an addiction. You always look to it to get stress out. I know people are like, "How does it help you?" blah blah blah. It's just that feeling that you get afterwards. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I don't have a big history of cutting, but I've been cutting on and off for a while. Well, I was for a while. And yeah. So, do you want to talk about your story?
Sure.
Well, I mean,
I will. It's fine.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Just making sure she's comfortable with it, because she gets kind of emotional when she talks about it. So, alright, well, you could just, I don't know, go ahead.
Well, I started cutting around middle of 7th grade. I remember coming home. It was, like, stressful. I was upset. I thought, I see other people doing this, and it looks like it helps them, so why don't I try it, see if it helps me. And the first time I did it, I had about 30 cuts on my leg. And I was somewhat shaking because I just wasn't used to it, but it felt good at the same time. So I started doing it, a lot, but not a lot. And like, after maybe like a week or two, it started getting really bad because things like that just grow on me really quick. And towards like almost the end of 7th grade, maybe a little bit before, I started getting like horrible with it. Like it got to the point where even the slight bit of sadness made me turn to my eraser. Like it was my best friend. And I did it multiple times a day, and every time I did it, it was 20 plus cuts on my legs. And eventually, I started running out of room on my legs. So I thought, hey, I should, because by then I didn't feel anything. And then once my stomach got covered, I started doing my calves, and that's when my parents started to get really suspicious because I was always the person to wear shorts all the time. And all of a sudden I started wearing pants. But they sort of backed off a little bit. And then I didn't have room on my legs. And then I started going on my shoulders. And like at the time I thought it was really easy to cover up because of t-shirts. though it sounds really weird, it's true. So I started going on my forearms, and that's what really caught people's attention, because that was the first time I ever wore a hoodie in 7th grade, cutting on my arms. And I started hiding all the time in hoodies and long sleeves, and my mom started asking me if I felt okay, because she thought I was always cold, and I was like, yeah. Whenever I said I was going to go to bed, I went to go good. Eventually my mom found out that I told her, because if I didn't, the teachers were going to tell her, because they somehow found out. So I told her, and I came back to school the next day crying. So I was so freaked out, and my choir teacher had to, calm me down. And I just sat in her office the entire day. Well, not the entire day, but the entire hour I was in her class. And I was just shaking. I feel like she might send me to a mental hospital shaking. But that didn't happen. And I still kept doing it. Then Kayla came into my life. She didn't think it was bad until she saw the scars on my legs. And then I still kept doing it. And
okay,
yeah, it's pretty long.
Me and her were talking about it one night, and, she went good for 3 weeks one time, and then she cut again, and then I just got irritated with her, and I was like, you have to promise me that you're not going to do it again, and she's like, yeah, I promise, and I still have that promise, I haven't broken it, but,
Broke it.
what? She broke it, I think it was a week, no, it was 2 days afterwards, you cut, and I got so pissed off. And I told her, I was like, it's me or the razor, Catelynn. And I already told her, I said, if she would have said the razor, I would have hung up on her right there. I mean, I know it's really hard for her just to get over it, but, I mean, I couldn't lose her to cutting. But I couldn't deal with that stress in my life, too, because I had a lot on my mind already, and a lot of things were going on at that time, and, the cutting didn't make it any better, it just made it worse. Because, I mean, I can't lose her to anything. I can't.
She was too important to me. And I thought to myself, the razor is just going to keep going the more I use it, but my love for her would never dull. And I knew she'd always be there for me. And maybe one day I may have no access to a razor, and it won't be there for me. Compared it to a friend, it's always going to be there for me. And I don't know, something in my heart just told me to choose Kayla. And it was really hard getting over it, but I still did. Now I walk around and people are like, oh my god, spikes in your leg are so cool. I tell them, well, how I got them wasn't. And yeah. And I was called so many names for it too. Because I saw the scars and they're like, oh my god, you're so emo, you're a suicidal freak. And they just didn't know how much that hurt. Because they don't know what I went through.
And, a lot of people also don't understand that cutting makes it, it helps for some reason. I don't know why.
It releases a hormone called endorphin. And it soothes mental pain.
But, I mean, sometimes cutting goes past that, and you're like, well, it's not really helping me anymore, so let's just go on to suicide. And that doesn't help at all.
I was close to it.
So was I.
Really close.
I mean, They already know my story. YouTube does because I posted a video about it. But well, I'll talk about it again. 8th grade year, which I'm a freshman now. So last year, I don't know. It was I'm trying to think of time period. It was middle of the school year. Not even. I think it was like October, November-ish. And I don't know. The depression came over me and I was cutting, but I was like, it's not helping. What's the point of even, doing anything? My mind had that mindset like, oh, like, you're done. Like, I don't feel like dealing with your bullcrap anymore. Let's just end it now. And so I was thinking about what I could do to help. Like, what I could do to actually, like, go through it with it. And I was like, oh, I could cut a vein in my arm, but that would take a lot of cutting, blah, blah, blah. I could drop something electrical in water in a bathtub and, electrocute myself, but I don't know. I want something that's gonna just happen as I sleep. So I went to the medicine cabinet and found anything I could in the medicine cabinet, even if it was headache medicine. I took a whole bunch of pills from there and just mixed them all together and took them. For 3 days, I took 60 something pills until my ex, Anna, started crying one day because I didn't show up in school because she knew what was going on. She was crying, and people were wondering, and there were certain people that knew that I was doing it, and they were like, what happened? I was getting all these texts, these Facebook messages, these calls, whatever, asking me if I'm okay. And I'm like, I'm laying in bed right now. My stomach is just killing me, blah, blah, blah. And now, she went down to the counselor and told her what happened. So the counselor called my dad and told him that I was trying to kill myself. He came in my room and he started yelling at me. Sorry, this is. He started yelling at me, and he's like, "Where the fuck are the pills?" They're like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "I fucking just got a call from your counselor saying that you are trying to overdose and trying to kill yourself." And I looked at him, I go, "Dad, I have no pills. They're in the cabinet, the medicine cabinet." I told him the pills I took, and he went in there and took them all upstairs. He threatened to ground me for trying to kill myself. That's what irritated me the most. Like, he didn't even ask me why I tried it. He, first words that came out of his mouth was like, "You're fucking grounded." And when I told him, I was like, "Are you seriously grounding me?" He told me no, I wasn't grounded from it, but it's still kind of bullshit. If my kid was trying to kill themselves, I wouldn't yell, "You're grounded." I would ask them why. And then I started going to counseling, and I got better. And I've been better since, but, when I got grounded for, I don't even know if I should say it, because I don't know who will see this video. Alright, well, I'll just say it. I got caught smoking pot. We came home after smoking. My dad knew, and he grounded me. I didn't get to see Catelynn that whole month. And then she came and saw me the first day that I was ungrounded. I'm still upset about this. And I broke up with her the day that she saw me. The first day that she got to see me again. I broke up with her because she was being too clingy. But I understand now. She didn't see me for a fucking month. You know, she says it's okay, but it's really not. It's really not. But I mean, I stopped going to the counselor. I don't go to a counselor anymore. And I've just been kind of focusing on basketball and Catelynn and just everybody else, my family, whatever. And just kind of been out of the house. I really never am in the house anymore. I'm always out. But it's always hanging out with her, or, you know, it was at one point the fair that was around till, you know, last week. So not even last week. It was Sunday when it ended. But I was always going to the fair for those 2 weeks it was open. But during school, I'm just gonna focus on mostly schoolwork, basketball, Catelynn, whatever else. Why aren't you saying anything?
I don't know.
You're getting upset now about it?
I almost started tearing up.
When?
When you're talking about how bad you felt about breaking up with me. I don't like you feeling bad.
Yeah, but I feel bad. And it wasn't really helpful how the other day you made me feel bad about it. You were like, well, I remember the first day I got to see you, you broke up with me. The first day. That's exactly what you said. You don't think I felt bad about it? I felt horrible about it. And then when I lost you, I didn't know what to do at that point. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about.
You know what helped me before you came?
What?
Music. That's what helps.
Oh, I should probably tell people. Oh, okay. If you're going to try and start cutting or whatever, please don't. Please.
Once you start, you can't stop.
People say, I mean, you can stop, but it's really hard. And you need someone to help you.
And it's one of those things, becomes an addiction really, really fast. Like, after a few days, I was sold with it. But stuff like that happens to me quicker.
But don't do it. Find other ways. Music, write it out. Now I write some of my stuff out.
Hit a wall, for all I care. Just don't start cutting.
Well, don't hit a wall. You don't want to break your hand. Hit a pillow. Go outside and scream. Sometimes I do that. I go outside in the middle of the road and start screaming. Yeah, I know. People are probably like, what the fuck? Who's screaming? But I don't know. I'm a screamer, I guess.
You know, if you can, try joining like kickboxing or football or something.
Or just try and get yourself into a sport. It'll help relieve stress.
There's a lot of aggressive sports out there too, if that's what you're looking for. If you want to hurt people, hurt something, go to an aggressive sport.
I mean,
don't try and hurt yourself.
Even if you don't want to hurt anybody else, I mean, just, it's mostly stress that's building up, so if you need to, like, relieve stress, you could always go work out. Like, I used to do that all the time. I do that all the time. Well, I don't anymore, but I'm going to start doing it next week sometime. Working out and just playing a sport will relieve stress. And yes, I know, if you have cut, you stop cutting and stuff, and you don't want to show your scars to people in that sport, you're going to have to. I mean, I have
Now, I heard it helps if you, like, cut a lemon in half and you leave it on your scars for a little bit. It can bleach it or do something to make it not show as much. And they have, like, stuff out there that you can put on it to make it fade.
Yeah. But, I mean, even if you don't want to...
You're going to have to show them eventually.
Yeah.
You know what? When you see your scars, you should think, I got through it. That's what you should be thinking.
And if you're wanting to start cutting because of people, how they judge you, don't. I mean, at one point I was cutting because people were judging me for who I am and how my sexuality is, but I really don't give a fuck anymore. Like, honestly, like, when Catelynn and I were hanging out at the fair, at first I was scared. She knows. I was freaking out, like, trying to hold hands with her was scaring me. But then I got over it. I was like, whatever. I want to show the people that I'm with. I'm going to show people that I'm with her and I'm dating her. I've been dating her for almost 4 months.
You know what? If you're thinking about cutting because you see a lot of don't do that either.
Catelynn, it beeped when you said that, so what is it again?
If you want to try cutting because you see people doing it and you think it's cool, don't do it.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's the same thing with, like, smoking weed. If you think people that smoke weed are cool, they're not. I mean, I understand I used to do it, but they're losers, most of them, honestly.
Like, when you cut because you're joking around or you want to be cool, you're setting a bad reputation or example for the true cutters out there who do think they do it for a reason, not for popularity. Because it doesn't make you popular.
It makes you less popular.
If anything, it'll make people think less of you. That's what happened with me. I lost people because of it.
Yeah. You lose a lot of people.
You know what? If you do it because you think you're popular, you're setting a bad thing for the people who really have the addiction. You're making it harder for people to understand why they truly are doing it. And it doesn't help when they actually do decide to get help. These people may not take them seriously.
Yeah.
Don't do it for popularity.
Yeah. But I don't know what else to really say about this. I mean, just don't do it. You're going to decide to cut, and don't try and kill yourself either.
They're both bad.
You have a life ahead of you. Don't ruin it by...
Suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem.
Yeah, that problem will go away. I mean, even if it takes a while for it to go away, it'll go away. You have to work through it.
It took me a few years before I even started to get happy again, but you know what? I'm starting to get happier again. Even though I thought there was going to be no way out of it. It'll get better.
Yep, it'll get better. But yeah, I'm going to lay down because I'm kind of tired. And I have to wake up early in the morning. So, yeah. That was Catelynn and I phone session again. But you guys will meet her soon. No, don't worry. Okay. Alright, well, I'm leaving. You want to say bye, Caitlin?
Alright, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Alright, I'll see you guys later.